Well, first of all, I did not set out to build 3 different careers, but that, over the course of my writing, is what I ended up with. The 3 careers are defined, I think, by the backdrops, the fictional landscapes, and the historical period in which I write. The historicals I do as Amanda Quick, the Jayne Ann Krentzes I do are contemporaries, and the Jane Castle is set in the future. So I was looking for a way to unify those 3 worlds and keep the 3 elements that I love to work with best. The romance, of course, the suspense, and I love a psychic twist. So the Arcane Society was my, my desperate effort to unify those 3 worlds and let me work with those same things and the same themes that I would love to work with and build families and generations over all those different time periods. The Arcane Society is a society, a very secretive, clandestine society of psychics. And it has existed since the late 17th century. It was founded by an alchemist named Sylvester Jones, and his descendants, the Jones family, still run the society in the historical period. They run it in the contemporary period, and they're still out there in the future. It's a very exciting sort of thing for me to write because it allows me to build history across all those generations and all that family history that goes on for basically several hundred years. So I've had a lot of fun with that. But the settings are only 3. I only use the 3 settings. The late Victorian, which works so perfectly for the psychic thing because they actually took the whole psychic phenomena issue very seriously in the late Victorian period. It was very seriously studied, and everybody can identify with the Sherlock Holmes atmosphere, I think. I call what I'm doing there steampunk romance. I'm not sure of the definition, but I think I'm writing as close to steampunk romance as it is possible to get. And in the contemporary period, the characters exist now in their modern society and dealing with those issues, but they're still dealing with secret conspiracies, old formulas and chemical formulas from the alchemist years that still haunt the society today. So some of these conspiracies they just can't put to rest. The definition of paranormal, I think, by and large, is being applied more to the supernatural right now within our industry, within the writing industry, within the writing world. When most people think of paranormal now, I think they think vampires, werewolves, dragons, witches. To me, those are supernatural elements. And I don't deal with the supernatural. I deal with the psychic stuff. So it's paranormal in the grand definition of what paranormal is. But if you pick up one of my books, you're not going to be getting supernatural. You're going to be getting exotic psychic talents. I've always been fascinated with the psychic phenomenon. I think most people think they have some element of intuition. And there have even been books written about how we don't listen enough to our own intuition. We try to analyze the situation instead of listening to that other voice or whatever. So I think from there, it's not a big leap into the world of psychic talents. If you can buy that you have intuition or that other people have intuition, you can move into that fantasy universe fairly easily. Absolutely no psychic talents of any use. But I think I do have intuition, and I think I'm guilty of not paying enough attention to it. I can look back, and there are times when I should have paid more attention to my own intuition, and I bet everybody out there can say the same thing. I'm really excited about the Dreamlight trilogy. This will start, oddly enough, in the contemporary book Fired Up, written under my Jayne Ann Krentz name. The second volume will actually be the Amanda Quick book called Burning Lamp. And the final book in the trilogy takes place in my Jane Castle world that summer of 2010. The artifact called the Burning Lamp turns out to be this psychic artifact which can enhance anybody's psychical talents. So it is a much sought-after thing, and it involves a family that has kept this artifact secret for several years, for centuries, in fact. And occasionally this artifact goes missing, lost, strayed, or stolen. It needs to be found because if it is not found, then the man who is endowed with this particular form of psychical talent will go crazy and become an insane sociopathic rogue. So of course we have to stop this. But there's always a problem in that somebody is usually trying to kill somebody else first over the lamp. I keep discovering new layers within this society. I keep discovering new families, new secrets, new mysteries, new conspiracies. And I find that I can just keep going deeper and deeper. I'm having a blast writing these books. This is everything I ever wanted to do.